So, as you said, my name is Holly, and I am the Director of Gaming Partnerships at Kindred. We're obviously all here to learn about the future of hyper-casual games, and I'm going to talk to you about the future of hyper-casual monetization. So, what is the future of hyper-casual monetization? External app monetization. This is monetizing your players when they're not even playing your game, when they're not in your app, but external to your app. And I'm going to come back to what that means. But first, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about e-commerce. Okay. So did you know that sorry, these are now not working. Okay, perfect. So did you know that in the year 2021, the total global e-commerce revenue stood at 4.9 trillion US dollars? This by itself is a pretty interesting fact, pretty interesting statistic, but I think what makes it really relevant to this industry and to everyone here is the fact that this is difficult. 1 second. 79.4% of this occurred on mobile devices. So 79.4% of e-commerce spend took place on the mobile device. These are the same mobile devices that your players use to play your games. So from our data with our partners, we know that, oh, sorry, I changed the wrong one. We know that users make 1.6 transactions every month with an average monthly spend of nearly 96 US dollars. So what if I told you that you could start earning commission on every single transaction that your users make outside of your app? So that sounds pretty crazy, but it's something that we've built, and I'm super excited to be here and share it with you all. By working with Kindred, we enable you to tap into the e-commerce spend of your users that takes place in their browsers. We enable you to take part in the 4.9 trillion US dollar market of e-commerce, and we've made it really simple for you. So let me tell you how it works. But firstly, I'll just run you through what I'm going to talk to you about today. So who are Kindred? Why were we founded? And a bit of background on our company, how our SDK works, and also the benefits of working with us. I'm also going to put in some examples of what it looks like to work with us so that you can really imagine what it would be like to partner with Kindred. Firstly, we were founded in 2019. We were founded by these two lovely faces behind me. They do pay my wages, so I have to say that. But this is Aaron and Mike Gadd. They founded the company back in 2019 with the core mission of becoming the largest donor to ESG initiatives worldwide by the year 2025. So at the core of everything that Kindred does is the impact that we have on the environment and giving back to the most important causes around the world. We are based in London, and we are a tech company clearly founded with a purpose, and we're also a social enterprise. So this means we give 51%, over 50% of our profits directly to charities, and also these ESG initiatives such as we do tree planting, we do carbon offsetting, we do ocean cleaning, and lots of other great causes. So that's a bit about the company. Obviously, we have a huge mission of being the biggest donor to charities by, oh, this is the wrong slide. Oh, no, sorry, it's the right slide. They're a bit messed up. Okay, sorry. So obviously, we have a big mission. We want to be the biggest donor to charity by 2025. That's pretty huge and requires a lot of growth, but we have been growing over the last few years. We now work with 250,000 merchants around the world and operate in over 150 countries. The 250,000 merchants are all your huge brands, all your huge online retail merchants, such as Target, Walmart, Nike, Adidas, everyone like that. So we work both with merchants, but also directly with. You can come in. No, you're fine. You're fine. You can come in. I don't mind. If you want to come in, you can come in. Up to you. It's okay. So we also work across multiple verticals providing monetization solutions. So we work directly with telcos. So that's the likes of O2 in the UK or Vodafone around the world. We also work directly with non-gaming apps, such as LootUp, some of the biggest energy companies, and Timo. We also work directly with OEMs, such as Samsung. But to bring it back to gaming, we do work directly with Unity as a verified solution for monetization, and we also partner with publishers directly. We partner directly with publishers, providing monetization solutions. Our first partner was Helium. No, don't worry, you're fine. Our first partner was Helium, and also we work with PopReach over in the States and Tap Nation here in Europe, and loads of others around the world. So, what makes Kindred different? What makes Kindred stand out from the other service providers in this space? Well, I guess we all know about the rising CPIs that we've seen over the last year, 2 years, and we've all kind of been thinking of ways to tackle this. We know that ads can really only go so far to drive ARPDAU without impacting the user experience. Obviously, you can't put in too many ads because your users are going to get frustrated. You're going to get some bad reviews. It's going to harm your UA. But at the same time, you do need to monetize with these rising CPIs. So everyone, I think, has been looking for alternative solutions and more ways to monetize their game. And well, Kindred kind of looked at this in a unique way. We looked at the problem of how to monetize your players without impacting the user experience. So we've created a revolutionary new category for monetization that works in the mobile browser rather than within your game. We've found a way to help drive ARPMAU without impacting the user experience that is complementary to everything you already do. So any revenue you already get from in-app advertising, or if there are any of you out there who have in-app purchases in your hyper-casual game, maybe, this is supplementary to that too. So we supplement your revenue with a new passive revenue stream that allows you to strike the balance between a great user experience and the return you're looking for. On top of this, we enable you to support sustainable causes by directly sending a portion of the revenue created directly to charities, ESG initiatives that I spoke about earlier. And obviously, we're all here to learn about innovation and trends. So let me introduce you to external app monetization. So what is that? What does that mean? What is external app monetization? How do we do it? Well, Kindred have created a lightweight SDK that is lightweight because it only contains one file. It only contains a browser extension, which is added to your app. Your users opt in, and then you're able to earn commission every single time they're shopping in their mobile browser. And just to be super clear, I want to make sure everyone understands this is shopping in their browser as they normally would. It's not within your app, it is in their browser. So I'll come to the user experience in a second, but it enables you to earn commission because the brands pay us every time a user shops and we pay you. It's really simple. It's an incremental revenue for you guys on top of any advertising revenue that you already make. And your players are benefited. So your players benefit because they're able to access coupon codes when they're shopping online. When they're shopping, the browser extension pops up with coupon codes that they can add directly and save money on their basket. The environment benefits, because as I said, we seamlessly drive donations to environmental causes. And so by working with us, really you benefit as a publisher because you're earning more revenue. Your players benefit, they're accessing coupon codes, and the environment benefits as we're driving donations straight to the environment. So really by working with us, everyone wins. Another thing just to note is that what really sets us apart, in my opinion, from other service providers in this space is that we enable you to monetize your players whilst they're no longer playing your game. So we enable you to earn revenue from your dormant users. And I think that is what makes Kindred really suitable to the hyper-casual market, this genre, is because once your players have churned, they've become dormant users, they've stopped playing your game actively, you can still monetize them. Because if, say I downloaded a game, I played it for 2 days, twice, I don't know. But in that period, I did activate the browser extension. That publisher will continue to earn revenue every time that I shop, even though I am no longer their active player. And I think that's pretty huge because obviously in hyper-casual, we're talking about tiny differences between the cost of acquiring users and the amount of revenue you create from them. So I think having something that extends the lifetime value and provides this long tail revenue from your players is pretty huge. And so that's mainly why I'm really excited. I think it's a great solution, but particularly for hyper casual, I think it's a great fit. So you're probably all wondering what the user experience looks like. So Kindred have created this browser extension for you, packaged in an SDK, and made it really simple to add to your app. The only thing that you need to do as a publisher is engage your users and make sure that they opt in to use the feature. So that's really the only thing you have to do. And there's a couple examples on the screen from our partners of how people have chosen to do this. You can do a pop-up, you can do at the end of a level, maybe if you have rewarded videos in a similar place to where you put rewarded videos, also in an offer wall. But there's more ways. You can do it in your settings, you can do it in your onboarding journey. As part of your ad inventory, we can provide videos that you add into your ad inventory. Trying to think of any more. I push notifications, a couple others, and we can work together to be really creative to find a way that this fits in nicely with your game. So the examples on the screen show the see this last one here. Okay, so it says activate our extension. It's very small, so it might be hard to see, but it says activate our extension and shop hundreds of thousands of websites, and you get a reward of 10 coins. So having a reward for activation is pretty huge. Our activation rate is between 5 and 25%, depending on different partners. And that difference depends on the reward for activation. So the bigger the reward, the more likely your players are to opt into the feature. And obviously, it's just a one-time activation. They turn it on once, and then it works every single time they're shopping in their browser. So you want to get a high activation rate, so as many of your players, so you're earning revenue on as many of your players' commerce spend as possible. So in order to get this high activation, yes, it's key to do a rewarded activation, but obviously in hyper-casual games, sometimes the economy of the game isn't very strong. Players don't really care about getting an extra 10 coins because they might not want to continue playing that game for a long time. It might be something they're just doing quickly for 5 minutes on the bus. So we can also help you to incentivize your users to turn on this feature by providing vouchers and so things like, okay, so you could say to your users, turn on this feature for the chance to win $250 Amazon voucher, and you can enter them into a competition. And we would provide those vouchers, and it's something we can work together to work out, what store would be the right store to have vouchers for your community of users. And we can work together to try and drive up this activation rate. But obviously, as I said, it's a one-time activation, and then you earn revenue every single time your players are shopping online. So what does the user experience look like post-activation when they're shopping? What does it look like? Well, I will start with an example of a user. Let's call them Hannah, and they're shopping on their way to work. They're on the bus. They have your game on their phone, but they haven't engaged with it in days. They've not played it yet this morning, and they probably won't. But they have the game on their phone, and they're on the bus on the way to work. Imagine Hannah's on the bus and she's opened up her browser because she's thought to herself, I need a new pair of shoes. She's gone to Nike.com in that first screen here. She's gone to Nike.com, and when she arrives there, she sees a pop-up with the logo of your game, and it says your deal is active, or activate this deal. And so she will know that for shopping there, she's going to get a coupon code or a deal at checkout in order to save money. But also she's been reminded of your game, so you have that instant kind of brand recognition awareness. Then the second slide here shows that she has chosen her shoes and has come to checkout, and there is coupon codes where she can add them straight to her basket and save money instantly. Here, this slide number 3 is what I think is really cool, really interesting, is after they've made this purchase, there is a pop-up. This pop-up can be used to let the user know that they are going to get a reward in-app. But also it can be used, if you're a publisher with multiple titles, you could use this to send your users to download another one of your titles. So for example, it could say here, hope you're enjoying game number 1. Why not try game number 2? And it would be a link straight to the App Store. And so I think that's quite cool because it's a brand new kind of user acquisition tool that you can use as part of your monetization solution. So with the rising CPIs I was talking about earlier, it's a brand new way to acquire new users, but also send your highest value players from one game to another. And then this final screenshot here just shows a pop-up in-app saying, congrats, you've just earned 500 coins because you have shopped online. Claim your coins. So this is just showing that you can get rewarded in-app for shopping. And we can do this using our API. So our API enables you to reward your players every single time they're shopping online. So in terms of the integration, it's just simple Unity SDK, simple Unity import, test and go. There's also iOS and Android native SDKs, but we also, as of about 2 weeks ago, have React Native documentation for iOS and Android. And there's also our API integration. Our API can be used for rewarding your players every time they shop, but also for that rewarded activation, enabling you to get as many of your users opted into this feature as possible. So the most important part, the part that's probably on all of your minds, is how much revenue can we earn from this solution? Remember, it has no impact on IAP or IAA, but you can earn an additional $2 ARPMAU. So that is $2 per user, per active user that has opted into this feature. So say, for example, you have 1 million monthly active users, and 10% of them, which is quite low compared to some of our partners achieving up to 25% of their players opting in. So imagine you have 10%. This would result in around $1.2 million new revenue every year just from that 1 million monthly active users. And that's on top of everything else. So it's not cannibalizing any revenue you already make from advertising. We also provide activation budget, so we can provide budget for every time your users activate the feature, we'll pay you an amount, and also integration bonuses. So what would you do with your $2? You can reward your players in-game every time they shop. So that was, as I was saying, with our API, you can use that to reward your players straight away in-game, driving engagement, bringing your players back into your app. On top of this, obviously at the core of what Kindred does is looking after the environment. So on top of this, you can choose to drive a percentage of your revenue to ESG causes. This is reforestation, ocean cleaning, working around the world on the most important projects. So I think the conversation around what mobile games can do for the environment is pretty huge. I think it's a topic that is gaining traction, and over the last year I've been to events around the world where there have been presentations all about what can mobile games do for the environment and what is our role in the crisis that our world is currently facing. And I think over time this will become more important. So why not get involved with an initiative where you can drive donations to these causes for free? So you're still earning your revenue, but a portion of it can go straight to helping the most important causes around the world. I will finish up quickly. Sorry, I think we started a bit late. So here's a couple of reviews from our lovely partners. The first one talking a little bit about how simple the integration was, and the second one about what a great opportunity this is for new revenue. Thank you so much for joining. For everyone, we'll count how many people were in here, and we will plant 100 trees on their behalf for every person. But also, if you want to reach out to me, there's a QR code on the next slide. And if you reach out to me and you came to this presentation, I'm happy to talk about a 10K activation budget per publisher, per studio that came to hear what I had to say today. And thank you so much. Here is my QR code. And yeah, thank you. Reach out. We also have a panel later at 4:30. So come along to that to learn more.
Thank you, Holly. It was great. Do you have any questions for Holly, guys? Yeah, please. Just wait.
How long are these coupons valid for after you see them? Like, do you have to immediately make that purchase, or?
The coupons are in the browser. So when the user sees the coupon code, they can use it there and then, or they can come back and use it later. They'll only get a reward if they make a purchase. But the coupon codes are just valid it depends from merchant to merchant. So like sometimes there's like 20% off shoes the next 24 hours or something like that, and that's just up to the merchant. But they're up to date constantly. So our system updates all the coupons all the time. And we have like 250,000 coupons, so it's, I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot of different ones, but
So, yeah, thank you. In order for them to make that purchase again with that discount, do they have to come across to that coupon again?
to see the coupon again, they just go to their checkout, because basically, say you're at like Nike.com at the checkout, there is a gap where you can put in your coupon code, and it just automatically pops up with what is currently available. So it'll pop up like at the bottom of your screen, and you can pick which coupon code you want to use. So yeah, if they want to use it again, they just go back to Nike.com.
Yeah, I think it sounds like a very working model. Looking forward to hear more.
Exciting.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.